Hey, it's me, the Big Bad Wolf, as if you didn't already know by now. Anthro New England 2017 has come and gone, so now I'm doing my con report about it. First off, you may have noticed my tongue is longer now. Sort of almost like my older look, or my official theme park counterpart. I have been looking forward to this con for quite a while, so I could show my new look here, and I'm glad it went over really well. It's a noticeable improvement compared to the old head. Anyways, I held off on immediately doing a con report because I was waiting for more footage of the con with me in it to be available. So at this con, I got in early since the opening ceremonies were at 10:30 a.m. It was then where I met another furry from Maine cosplaying as Nick Wilde from Disney's Oscar-winning Zootopia. Nice to not be the only Disney character there for a change. On a side note, it's great the movie won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, but the presentation for it was a bore. Again! What do Gail Garcia Bernal and Haley Steinfeld know about animation anyways?
As a Mexican,
This is so boring!
as a human being.
And as if that weren't enough, the In Memoriam video left out quite a few voice actors that passed away last year, like Brian Bedford and Alan Young. How disrespectful. Well, you know, I starred in an Oscar-winning cartoon myself. But besides that, this year they also got a new additional space at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Cambridge on the 16th floor ballroom. It sure had an amazing view. Wi-Fi reception wasn't as good on mobile devices though, but that was alright. It worked fine with my laptop. And at the con, I re-met with some old friends, and they were impressed with my new head, as it does kind of stand out more than the old one. And I made a few new friends, too. I also had fun in the video game room, playing some old Pokemon games on the Nintendo 64, especially a Pokemon Snap. Remember that game? And then, that evening came the Fursuit games. I was on a green team this year with my kangaroo friend Dan Ruck-Rooface. We started with a relay race like the one from 2 years ago, with hockey sticks and rubber balls. And ignore that clanking, it's the radiator, given how chilly it is out and out currently. But I'm fine though. Then also like 2 years ago we did charades. Since the con had a science theme, we did some moves relating to science. First I did butterfly, and it took a while before someone got it. But penguin was much easier. I basically did what Snoopy did in Charlie Brown Christmas. Then we had this crazy game where we had to match certain ball pit style plastic balls into baskets, mimicking doing chemistry of some sort. And then of course we did musical chairs. But on the first round I got into quite a blunder. Needless to say, we both ended up out, but it was still lots of fun. The green team didn't win, but I had a good time anyways. When I arrived on Saturday morning, I learned that late that night, they had a false fire alarm. I heard it was caused by some drunk con attendee that pulled the alarm for fun. I hope whoever did it got in big trouble, as pulling the fire alarm for fun is not a fun idea at all. Hey, I may be the big bad wolf, but I never do something like that. Binky Barnes, on the other hand. But the day started out kind of uneventful, until we gathered for the big Fursuit group photo shoot and dance. There were 264 of us fursuiters there, count 'em. With the new head, I pretty much stood out as well as many of the others. For the con science theme, we danced to a remix of the theme to Bill Nye the Science Guy, which Disney co-produced, and even Try Everything from Zootopia, which fit with what we were doing. There was even another Nick Wilde fursuit there, complete with popsicle. It was lots of fun, but there's no footage of the dance currently available, which is why I have to tell you about it this way. Once there's a video of it up on YouTube, I'll put it in my playlist of videos featuring me in them. And after that, I headed over to the In Your Ear record store, and I got to go there as myself, instead of having to wear my human disguise. As you saw in that live Facebook video no one really seemed to care or notice that a big bad wolf was out and about in Boston and Cambridge. They almost never do, like when I go to other cons as well. You'd think they see stuff like that all the time. But besides that, when I got back to the con, I even came across a piggy. But this was actually fellow fursuiter Bouch, but that did make me hungry, but the pig still got away nonetheless. Made for a great picture, though. And after the rave that evening, where I danced quite a bit, I headed back to my place for the night, and then when I arrived on Sunday morning, I attended a little Fursuit recess, where we all played silly little games. And after that, it was the Anthro New England 2017 Masquerade. This year with the new head and such, I kept it simple by doing the Foxtrot number from Happy New Year, Charlie Brown. It went over pretty well, and the other acts were fun too, and a couple of my furry friends had acts in it as well. I think it was the best masquerade we've done so far. Some other interesting little things happened, like a few cartoon antics during the con, and I even came across a Charizard a few times. Yes, I play Pokemon Go, and waiting for the elevators quite a bit. I also had a couple professional photos taken by Dr. Husky in this photo room setup relating to the con science theme. Then I also did my record player bit, going around the con with my new Crosley Revolution portable turntable. Yep, spun some vinyl there. And of course, I played the disco version of Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf from this album, Cartoon Disco, from Musical Records by the Disco Band. It can currently be purchased and downloaded from iTunes under its reissue title, Saturday Morning Fever. And after that was the closing ceremonies. I donated some spare change I had to help the con provide funds. There were 1,384 attendees, including myself. And it's now the 13th largest furry con in the world. And there are nearly 80 such cons currently. So after that, we said goodbye, and I headed for home. Well, ever since the con ended, I started to look forward to Anime Boston 2017, which is less than 4 weeks away now. I'll be appearing there with this new look, and I held off last year as I was still getting the makeover done. But after this went over so well at Anthro New England this year, I'm sure it'll go over as well with Anime Boston, since a lot of outlandish cosplayers go there every year as well, and I'm bound to fit in. But stay tuned to this YouTube channel to see what I do next.